Schedule.
Beetlejuice, the wisecracking ghost
schedule.
with the most, played by Michael Keaton, is back as the Dietz family returns to their Winter River home after a family tragedy. The sequel has been met with enthusiasm, earning an impressive 82% on Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter from fans
I'm going to find
who have
out.
already seen it. Yeah, I mean, this was pulled up, so it might have slightly changed, John. But
hopefully it's went up.
Oh, as well, because 82, it's still there. But
well across the board, really.
76, 82 is fantastic.
Pretty good for a sequel.
Yeah. John, we put a poll out on our YouTube channel yesterday.
I need to go in and
it didn't happen
vote.
to see it. It's in the community.
I'll go in and vote on it just now.
And it was just a simple question. I'm kind of off mic here at the moment trying to look for this, but 277 people voted for it. And most people were going with the original. I don't know if that was perhaps maybe just based on they've not seen the sequel yet, but
I'm not getting it.
I think it's just down there. Yeah, so
I've not seen it, so I can't really comment, can I?
Yeah. So yeah,
I'll leave that until I've seen it.
Yeah, the family tragedy, John. I think it's something to do with the father. Who's not in the film. I don't want to get into why he's not in the film, by the way. Not the kind of channel where we talk about things like that, but
oh really?
Tim Burton has made sure that there's no way back for this character
because
of these things. We'll talk about that off camera, John, because certainly we don't want to do that in this channel. But no, we'll move on anyway. I'm you know what I'm impressed about the fact.
Do you want me to bring up Rotten Tomatoes and we can read some of these?
The fact that they got most of the cast back, and I get, a lot of people saying, where's Alec Baldwin, where's Gina Davis, I always felt, and some people are different in the fact,
you talk about, I thought you were talking about Alec Baldwin, or is it the other one?
No, it was the dad.
No, the dad, because Alec Baldwin was the dead family.
He was. And to some people, they were the main characters. I didn't see it. I might have been in a minority here. Michael Keaton was the main guy in this film. Beetlejuice.
I fucking looked the poster up. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
I always felt that
it was on the poster.
I can't remember her name. His name is Adam. I can't remember her character's name, Gina Davis' character. But they just served a purpose to open this world up, the Tim Burton's head. And give us this performance from Michael Keaton and everything else around it. In terms of Lydia, played by Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara, who plays the mother in it, was just sort of, it was just dressing, but it was all about him for me. And I'm just glad to see that they've done it. I'm glad it's been a long time. You're talking 35 years, 40 years, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's that long, but 88.
I'm just really surprised with the positivity, because I've spoke time and again about the pitfalls of. I'm pitfall in the brain tonight, but I digress. I'm going to use it,
John. That's why I've strategically placed our next topic after this, because it kind of
I was thinking that. It was quite nicely done the way you've kind of going to bridge those two topics, because it kind of fits. There's always pitfalls when you try to remake a film. I mean, I think there was what was the other one? There's another one they try to remake. I think they're still in the process of remaking it. I was about to say the Munchies. It's not though. The Munsters. There was a remake of that happening, isn't there?
I think
there is. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking shite. It's not the first time.
It happens, John. It sometimes works and it sometimes mostly doesn't. But the ones I can tell you didn't work was Coming to America, Dumb and Dumber 2. I was going to say Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, but I actually didn't mind that. I thought it was okay. And then other ones like Top Gun sequel.
Yeah, I mean that was better than the original for me. I mean that's one of the rare. It does happen, but it's rare. You think of the action stuff and Total Recall and RoboCop, it just doesn't work because it's a new era, new audience, and you have to make films differently. But Tim Burton's Tim Burton. I suppose his films take on a different entity entirely, so he can maybe get away with it and circumvent some of the downsides. But it's really difficult to take a film from the 80s. And bring it into the 2020s.
I think in terms of tone and feel and look, John, one of the things that I
bringing in Ortega as that
was a masterstroke from Tim Burton was the fact that they weren't tempted to go down the CG route. They continued with stop motion as part homage to the original movie, and to continue that sort of feel and vibe of the original movie, which you've got to take your hat off to because it would have been probably cheaper they went down the CG route rather than stop motion. Stop motion's not a cheap thing these days.
No, it's not. But we've seen that. Time fucking art now. You've only really got Leica and a couple other studios doing it well. But we've seen that with Star Wars, Steve. A lot of people didn't like the prequels because it was blue screen and really CGI heavy.
Yeah.
To be fair, hate the sequel trilogy. There was definitely more practical stuff in that, and certainly The Mandalorian and Rogue One were really paying homage to the original trilogy films by using a lot of stop motion and droids and practical stuff.
Yeah.
They were on location a lot more, and it makes it more tangible, and more gritty looking, and that makes it blend in with the original movies better. And I genuinely think that's why they're better received in the main than some of the other films that have come out since the 70s and 80s in Star Wars. It does help if you can tonally and visually bridge a gap. Beetlejuice. I'll bring it up though, Steve. We'll have a quick gander.
I'm very interested to see what people's
that was not a
feedback on that. And I've kind of kept away from Jeremy Jahns and the usual suspects at the moment.
I can imagine he'll like that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But I want to get into this because this is another film I'm going to go and see.
So we can't really take him serious now. He doesn't dislike films.
Critical drinker, I'll watch him. But yeah, and obviously our very own Sin's Corner.
She's seen it, yes, since seen it. Yeah.
I don't know if she's seen it, but certainly when she does review it, or if she hasn't already, I'll check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sarah Michelle Fetters, moviefreak.com. I don't know who that is. She's a top critic though. Never heard of moviefreak.com, but I have now. As legacy sequels go, Beetlejuice gets so much right, it's easy to gloss over the majority of its more obvious missteps. Incidentally, I watched Ortega on Fallon, and I think it's always a positive thing for a film when an actor has worked with the production team before on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The guy slipped the script into her, obviously her notes or whatever, and then she drove away and she stopped and read it, she says, on the side of a highway over there, and she immediately was taken by the script. That's always positive when you've got an up-and-coming actor who's already hitting the ball out the park and successful, and they read the script and they think there's something special there. Tells me that
you're a fan of Ortega though, John.
Yeah, I think she's a great actor. Quite zany, quite different. Puts me in mind of Winona Ryder in a lot of ways.
It's funny that,
in a new era.
The daughter,
She says it was an absolute privilege working with those two. Also Michael Keaton as well. She was quite taken aback. Did you see him in makeup? Not quite Ledger, Joker, and the Batman, or the Dark Knight, the Batman. Raddy and Simon Pillai, the Batman Knight. What are you talking about, John? CBC Radio. There's something comforting in seeing Tim Burton exercising his demons, bringing everything back together and conjuring up some of the warmth that was in the original. That's the key, man. You have to get the tone bang on. You have to bridge a gap visually, tonally, and having most of the original cast here, that will always help with that. And there has to be a real rationale to doing a sequel. If you're just doing it for cynical reasons to make money, the audience will sniff it out like a fucking sniffer dog at an airport. They'll sniff it out like cocaine on a dodgy looking fucker trying to get out of Colombia. Just don't do it. But to be fair, Burton doesn't do things like that in the main. Rick Bentley, I'll not do this all night, it's bogging it down. It's a spirited comedy that goes from the manically, I think that's maniacally macabre, to the ghostly ghoulish. It is strong enough, these fuckers with their fancy English, for new and old fans to want to say the demon's name 3 times if it means another sequel. So there you are. Maybe do one more, maybe a negative one potentially. I like the negative Nancy's. Can we get there? You go. Diana Tuova, spotlight on film. Beetlejuice is a frenzied series of darkly comic sketches and various scraps of random stories, introduced in such a hectic whirlpool of emotion we won't take a breather anywhere, much less care what is being thrown at us every 5 minutes. Sounds like a great fucking time to me, I'm not going to lie, Diana. I like my films Fast and Furious, I'm not going to lie. I say we should get back to more Indiana Jones in the 1980s, where it's fucking crazy frenetic for 2 hours and then it's one bam, thank you man, out the door and you're done. That's what I want, man. I could not believe, I can't remember the one with Sean Connery, what the name is, because they all blend into one.
Yeah.
That Indiana Jones film, I watched
Crusade,
I could not believe, Stephen, how fucking crazy it was.
I watched it recently,
It's so quick.
It's my favourite out of the 3.
It's unrelenting. It's just bang, 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 bang. There's very little slowdown in that film. We need more films like that, man.
But in terms of Beetlejuice, John, I'll be honest that when I did first hear this was getting or the rumours of it being made, I was concerned. I was thinking, do we really need it? I don't think we do need it. I think the original sits well on its own. It's not doesn't really need a continuation of any of these characters. I think they dealt with the characters very well in the first original film, and it was a great ending as well. Seeing Beetlejuice getting his head shrunk for taking that ticket, I just thought it was a great film. It's so original, John, at the time, and it was. I think I didn't see Michael Keaton previous to that. I wasn't really paying attention to the stuff that he did before Beetlejuice, but this was the one that sort of caught my eye. I then became a fan of him through obviously watching the following year Batman, and then the following year The Dream Team, and so on. Some great
Dream
90s
Team
films as well. Multiplicity. Yeah, I mean, he's just got this energy about him. And then we've seen another side to him, John. We saw him in The Founder, which is one of my favourite films over the last 10 years.
I've seen a clip from it, and it looked great.
He's so good in it. It's a
Where
great
he goes
story.
to McDonald's and places the order.
Yeah.
A similar, I think it was McDonald's. And
He
he's like,
sits on the bench, yeah.
no, he's actually at the window and the guy gives him the burger and the drink and the fries. He's like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah,
I've just placed it. He's like, no, that's your order.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
incredible.
what?
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, I need to watch
and
it.
obviously we've seen him in the Spider-Man films as well, which I thought he was fantastic in, and Birdman, which came before Spider-Man. Just a great actor, you know, and it's good to see him coming back. But my concerns was, will he have the energy to do this? Will he? Well, obviously came back in The Flash as well, playing Batman again, and he was great in that. It was the best thing about that film, which wouldn't have been hard, but he was really good. He was really good.
He'll be chasing you down.
Yeah.
A half bottle of bourbon found out of some neighbour's basement.
You want to
He'll
get
be hunting
crazy?
you down.
Yeah,
They'll be hunting you down.
Yeah,
You need to be careful there.
that was my concerns going into this sequel. Was the most important thing is Keaton. He has to have his sort of mojo back for this character, because he needs to be balls to the wall, funny. Because James Earl Jones has died, by the way. Breaking news. 93.
Fuck.
Just saw that coming through there. Jeez, oh.
Fucking hell. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So there we go, folks.
When did that break? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's a bad
Yeah.
bit of news, that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Good man.
Absolute fucking legend of a figure.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting a tear in my eye with that.
Yeah.
You know that? That's fucking crazy.
I
I know he's a good age, man,
Yeah.
but when you lose people of that standing, that is shocking. Yeah, when you lose people, I spoke about this many times. We've got guys like Clint Eastwood and whatnot who are getting to that age where they're now starting to pass away, and you're losing a truly great generation of people. I mean, this guy is just so influential for cinema. I mean, Darth Vader, so many other incredible roles. Mufasa, what a voice.
Yeah.
What a man. Yeah, it's fucking
I don't think
truly sad.
there's not much we can say. It's just sort of hit us there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know he's obviously a good age, John. 93. I mean, this guy was. I saw him recently. I'm saying recently. It was a good 10 years ago, but in The Big Bang Theory, and he was so funny in it. Just so funny, and he embraced his fame in terms of Vader. He wasn't originally credited in the original film, but I think it was reinserted for the special editions where he got a credit. I think it was by his own request. I think that was the modesty of the guy. He just didn't think he'd done enough. This is crazy when you think about it now, but back in 77, doing a voice of a character that not many people knew about at the time,
I don't think anyone was taking it
the
serious.
legend wasn't there at that point. For him to say, I don't want my name in the credits because I don't think I've earned the right to have my name in the credits, that says a lot about the man.
Yeah. That's sad news, man. It really is. And it's crazy to think fairly recently he was still acting, and obviously we kind of knew his voice wasn't as strong because there was a lot of talk of they were bridging maybe some AI stuff in and whatnot. I don't know if it was AI at the time, but they were doing some stuff where they were kind of fattening the voice up a bit. But yeah, I mean, that's when you lose figures of that standing, that's momentous. Sad fucking news, that. Yeah. Sad news. Rest in peace.
I'm sure John, is obviously they don't know the cause of the death yet, but I'm sure once the facts come out, we'll probably talk about it a bit more in depth on the show. But Mark Hamill's obviously R.I.P. Dad. That's quite touching. Yeah. So James Earl Jones, 1931 to 2024, folks.
Same generation as my grandparents. Great generation that are passing away now, sadly.
Yeah. Before we move on, John, if you got anything else you would like to say about Beetlejuice sequel?
Just looking forward to potentially going and getting a chance to see it, Steve, and seeing how well they've done bridging the gap between the first and this. It's a long, long time to be waiting to do a sequel, but I suppose it makes sense when you bring the daughter of Lydia in.
Yeah.
It gives you, I mean, it makes sense in terms of the time. Well, it doesn't because she's not fucking 30, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. You can say it's set 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's that,
so
it
kind of works, but I mean, it's ballsy doing a sequel to a really popular film, a cult classic from different era in filmmaking, different era in society, and potentially by the looks of it making it work.
Yeah.
I tip my hat to Tim.
Yeah, took a chance and it's paid off.
Took a chance.
But guys, if you've seen Beetlejuice yet, the Beetlejuice sequel that is, if you have, let us know in the comments section. What did you think of it? Have you seen the original film? Where have you been if you've not? Did you like the original film? And what do you think of Michael Keaton's performance in the sequel as well? We're very interested to know your thoughts on that in our comment section. But we're going to move on to our final topic.